This video will discuss strategies for multiplying by threes. When multiplying by threes, I could skip count, but a more efficient strategy is to use what I already know, and I already know doubles. So think of 3 times 6 instead as a double. 2 times 6, well, I know my double of 6 is 12, and then I add one more group of 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. Here's another example using a 10 frame. So in a 10 frame, I have a group of 5 and a group of 5. It helps me see the number more easily. So in this case, I have 3 groups of 7. I could skip count, but instead, to be more efficient, I'm going to use what I already know. I'm going to think instead of the double of 7, which is 14, and then adding one more. So symbolically, I can see 3 times 7, I'm going to think of it instead as 2 times 7, which is 14, plus 1 times 7, which is 7. 14 plus 7 is 21. Now you might have a problem that is 8 times 3. So here I have 8 groups of 3. That's a lot of groups. So I know that I can use the commutative property. And the commutative property says that I can switch the factors and the answer doesn't change. But that makes sense because here I have 8 rows of 3. And if you watch, now I have 3 rows of 8. The amount of squares did not change at all. It stayed the same. And that's why the commutative property works. So I'm going to think of this problem, 8 times 3. I want to think of it instead as 3 times 8 because I can do that more efficiently. So again, instead of skip counting each row, I'm going to use what I know. I know my doubles facts. I know that 2 times 8 is 16, and then I have one more group of 8, and so I have to add 16 plus 8, which is 24. So here again is a picture of that symbolically. I'm going to think of 3 times 8. Those 3 groups of 8, I'm going to think of it as 2 groups and one more group. So I know 2 times 8 is 16. I know 1 times 8 is 8, and that 16 plus 8 is 24. So remember, when multiplying by threes, think doubles plus one more group.